Paradise Season 1 Episode 1, titled Wildcat Is Down, introduces us to a complex story mixing political intrigue, personal relationships, and a mysterious setting. The opening scene of Paradise Season 1 Episode 1 gives us a glimpse into Agent Xavier Collins' life and the world he lives in. It starts with Collins lying awake in bed, staring at the ceiling. This shows that something is bothering him, either personal issues or work-related stress. The quiet in the room makes his restless thoughts feel even heavier, hinting that he carries a lot of responsibility or guilt. He gets up early and starts his morning jog. His actions, stretching, tying his shoes, and heading out, show that he's a disciplined and focused person. As a Secret Service agent, this routine reflects his need to stay sharp and ready for anything. While running, he passes by a neighbor, Carl, who makes a casual comment about how cold it feels. At first, this seems like a simple, everyday conversation, but it subtly hints at something strange. If they live in a controlled environment, why would the weather feel different? This small detail quietly sets up the mystery of the world they're living in. Collins jogs through clean, perfect streets surrounded by neat houses. Everything looks almost too perfect, which makes us wonder if this world is as normal as it seems. The scene combines Collins' personal unease with hints about the larger mystery, creating a contrast between his troubled mind and the ideal-looking world around him. After Collins returns from his morning jog, he's stopped by fellow Secret Service agent Billy Pace, who tells him there's been a pin drop, meaning a security alert. This warning quickly grabs Collins' attention and sets the stage for something serious. The use of this term shows how on edge the Secret Service is, always ready to act when danger arises. Collins heads straight to President Bradford's home. As he approaches, the silence and the way everything is still make it clear that something isn't right. When he enters the room, he finds the president lying dead in a pool of blood. It's a shocking and brutal moment. What makes the scene even more disturbing is that the president's safe is open and its contents are gone. This suggests that the killing wasn't random, it was planned. The thief clearly knew what they were after, and it makes the murder feel more personal, like someone was targeting the president for something specific. This discovery shifts the tone of the episode from a regular, controlled day to a chaotic and dangerous situation. For Collins, this marks the beginning of a complex investigation where he will have to uncover hidden truths while dealing with his own complicated feelings toward the president. As Collins begins his investigation, he looks closely at the security footage to find any clues about what happened before the president's death. When he watches the footage, he notices something strange. The video feed freezes for several minutes after his last contact with President Bradford. This is not normal, and it makes Collins think that someone intentionally tampered with the system to hide what happened. The fact that the footage was interrupted at such a critical time suggests that the person responsible knew exactly when to cover up the events. With this new information, Collins starts to focus on Agent Robinson. She was not only the president's mistress, but also in charge of his security. Because of their close personal relationship, Collins suspects she might be involved in the situation. He wonders if she could have used her position to manipulate the security systems or even been directly involved in the president's death. Collins quickly decides to act. He asks Agent Billy to check the perimeter of the president's home to make sure there are no signs of an outside threat or forced entry. This shows Collins as being thorough, making sure every possibility is explored. At the same time, Collins tells Agent Jane to start a code red. This will alert other agents and officials, bringing more resources to help solve the mystery. By looking at the footage, questioning Agent Robinson, and quickly taking action, Collins shows his determination to solve the crime and maintain security. The flashback to 5 years earlier gives important background on Collins' relationship with President Bradford and sets up the emotional stakes for the rest of the story. The scene begins with Collins being called to the Oval Office. This is where Collins starts his journey as part of the president's close security team. When Collins enters, the president is in a good mood, having just won re-election. President Bradford, looking forward to his future, tells Collins that he plans to retire soon and wants to leave office peacefully. He shares his wish to step away from the pressures of the presidency, which shows a softer, more vulnerable side of him. In this moment, Bradford places a lot of trust in Collins by offering him the role of lead Secret Service agent. The trust Bradford shows Collins here is not just about the job, it's personal. He believes in Collins' abilities and feels confident that Collins is the right person to protect him. The flashback to the assassination attempt is a pivotal moment that deepens the bond between Collins and President Bradford. In this scene, Collins recalls a moment of high tension and danger, one that not only tested his commitment to his duty but also solidified the trust between him and the president. The press were asking President Bradford questions until one of them pulled out a gun, trying to assassinate him. In the midst of the danger, Collins, without hesitation, steps into harm's way. He takes a bullet that was clearly meant for the president, sacrificing his own safety to protect the man he is sworn to serve. This heroic act is not just about physical bravery. It's a powerful symbol of Collins' deep sense of duty and loyalty. His willingness to risk his life for the president shows just how far he is willing to go to honor his responsibility. After Collins recovers from his injuries, President Bradford calls him in for a private meeting to share something extremely important. The fact that Collins is brought in for this briefing shows just how much trust Bradford has in him. Bradford reveals a huge secret, a project to build a massive, domed settlement inside a mountain in Colorado. This settlement is meant to protect a group of people from an extinction-level event. This project is not just any typical government plan. It's about saving humanity from a disaster that could destroy everyone. For Collins, this moment is a turning point. He's no longer just the president's protector. Now, he's part of a secret that involves the survival of humanity. Knowing about this project puts a huge burden on Collins, as he realizes how serious the situation is. The fact that Bradford trusts him with this information shows how much the president believes in Collins' ability to protect not just him, but the future of the world. This flashback also explores the themes of control and safety. The dome represents a controlled, protected environment separated from the outside world. It symbolizes how people are trying to escape danger and preserve life. But it also raises questions about what people are willing to give up to survive. As Collins becomes involved in this project, he must think about not only protecting the president, but also what's right for the future of humanity. The flashback between Collins and President Bradford on the night before the president's death is crucial for understanding the complicated relationship between the two men. During their tense conversation, Collins says something powerful. "I'll forgive you when I sleep again, and I'll sleep again when you're dead." This cryptic remark hints at a deeper conflict between them that's not immediately clear. Collins' statement suggests that he's holding on to strong anger or hurt, and he hasn't found peace or rest because of it. This moment is important because it foreshadows the events that come next. It raises the question, did Collins have something to do with it? Or, at the very least, does his resentment play a role in what happened? At this point in the show, we don't know exactly what caused Collins' resentment toward Bradford, but the tension in their conversation shows that there's a lot more to their relationship than just work. In the closing scene, we learn that the characters are living inside a huge dome in a mountain. A digital signboard announces that dawn will be delayed by 2 hours for maintenance, which seems like a small detail at first. But when we see the flyby of the dome, it changes everything. This reveals that their world isn't natural, it's controlled. There's a powerful artificial light source simulating sunlight. This twist makes us rethink everything we've seen earlier in the episode. Things like the cold weather during Collins' morning jog, his interaction with the neighbor, and even the president's house takes on a new meaning now. The characters aren't living in a regular city or country. They're in a completely enclosed and artificial space. This episode does a great job setting the stage for a series that promises to explore complex themes of trust, survival, and the blurred lines between reality and illusion. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.